Welcome back to the 2016 Whelen Europe Superprix from Shenington. Lots of action in the paddock, pretty much everywhere you look. One of the biggest weekends in national karting you'll ever see. So let's come to the grid for the Honda Cadets. It's Wesley Mason and Dylan Cooper on the front row, Archie Brown and Theo McCouris on the second, hot on their heels on the third row are Henry and Garman, Ginchard and Mills on the fourth, Tom Leben and Chris Simpson rounding out the top 10, Caden McQueen and Josh Patterson just in behind should be worth a punt, and towards the tail end Charlie, there's a few drivers who'll want to charge up through the field as well. 30 of them, and they fly their way through to the first corner, and up in the lead Wesley Mason's going to protect his inside line as they go through Cafe Corner for the first time. He holds the lead. Is everybody going to get through cleanly? Only just, no, not quite. The Zach Styler has gone the wrong way after being pirouetted into a spin, and it looked as though we also lost William Forber going wide. He'll now take up residence at the back of the grid for now.
Out of the Stratford hairpin, down runway into the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Wesley Mason, the race leader, was a former British Open champion. He's trying to add this E-Plate or English Championship title to his CV. We're on board here with Thomas Mills of 21 Kart. Down into the right-hander, this is Wilkins, the final turn on the circuit. Great overtaking opportunity.
Yeah, that's
and the
Tom Leben.
27 Kart, Tom Leben up the inside.
Yeah, Chris Simpson didn't stand a chance once he got to the apex, but he's got plenty of time to get him back again. It's BRK drivers 1 and 2 because Wesley Mason in front of Archie Brown at the moment. Back on board again. That is Chris Simpson in front of us as we ride on board with Thomas Mills out of Cafe Corner. Through the pit bend and down the Stratford straight once again, up towards the hairpin. A challenge for second position, that's Cooper. Cooper goes through into second place in front of Archie Brown. So now it's Mason who leads. Cooper is second from Brown and McCouris. Then it's Garman in front of Ginchard, Leben, Simpson, Mills, Caden McQueen, Newsham, Patterson. Then it's Henry. The rest of the pack is led there by Drew Davidson, the 20. Down to Hanger Corner they go. And is there going to be a move here from Cooper to move up into the lead? He's going to have a think about it, but he's going to have to hold back. Here comes Archie Brown up on the curve and he's through, and that's going to put the 16 wide. McCouris through into third place.
Yeah, McCouris takes advantage. Nice driving there by Theo. We're back on board here with Thomas Mills. The 65 in front is Chris Simpson. Through the left-hander at turn 1. The right-hander here is Cafe Corner. Brings you out down to the left-hander Pitts Bend, out onto Stratford straight up to Stratford hairpin. The top 3 have got a bit of a gap. It's Ginchard that's chasing, started P7, he's up to 4, so he's made up 3. That's the on-board cameraman picked out, Thomas Mills.
Yeah, Danny Ginchard up to 4th position. Fair play from him. I'm fairly sure he's from the same family as Charlie Ginchard, who races in the Brisker National Mini Stocks on the short oval world. So Danny Ginchard obviously choosing a very different route to go racing, but he's putting on a very good show.
Went straight over my head, that, Jake, when he started mentioning the C word again.
No, don't you mock my short ovals. They're absolutely incredible. And Charlie Ginchard obviously teaching Danny everything he knows, because Danny is right up there in P4, having an absolutely cracking run at the moment in front of the 16 Dylan Cooper. And Ginchard showing quite a large turn of pace here. Back on board again with Mills. That's Simpson in front, and Tom Leben is the green and yellow kart just up the road. Meanwhile, though, 3 leaders still battling away. Wesley Mason holding station in the lead of this race. Second position, as we know now. Well, it was Dylan Cooper, sorry. Now, of course, it's Archie Brown in front of McCouris. There's Mills and Morris Henry having a good scrap in position there. Right in the middle of that little pack. Tom Leben now the man in front of us. We've lost Chris Simpson. This is Mills we're riding on board with again. Tom Leben on the BRK chassis as they go down to Hanger Corner. Now, is Brown going to go for a move here, or is McCouris going to seize an opportunity? Well, actually, he's not going to quite get to that point, as up the inside, is that Caden McQueen?
It is indeed Caden McQueen. So McQueen making up a spot. Battles all the way down the grid. Here comes the 16 up the inside for a spot. That's Dylan Cooper.
Trying to get one over on Ginchard. Has he got the job done? Yes, he does. And through in with him in the 75 there in 6th position as well. That is Harry Garman. So a lot of the drivers starting in the mix up the top 10 are now squabbling away. Caden McQueen is the man on the move, as we saw before. Lightning McQueen, he's up into 8th position now, having started P14. The 42 is the man on the move. I did say, if you want to take a punt on somebody, well, Caden McQueen's not a bad go to go for. That's Leben in front of McQueen. We're back on board with Mills, and we might get a front row seat for something pretty special. I've seen Caden pull off a few choice moves on this Shenington circuit before, in other races on other classes. He's going to go for it up the inside of Tom Leben. That is textbook. That is exactly how you get the job done.
Yeah, unfortunately Thomas Mills never went with him. Should have been expecting that from McQueen. We know he's a front runner. And Mills loses another spot. That's Maurice Henry up the inside at turn 1.
Yep, he manages to get the place off Mills, so it's a little bit of a tougher job now for Thomas Mills. Down to the hairpin once again, the 3 leaders holding formation. Harry Garman in 6th position, the 75 kart, trying to move himself closer to the 4th and 5th men. Cooper and Ginchard into the Bruno Ferrari chicane once again. 2 trios at the front of the field, and then a large squabble of about 7 karts led by Caden McQueen. I can see this tightening up before the end of the race, and we might get a titanic fight as a result of it. Here goes Brown though, he's having a think about Wesley Mason towards the Wilkins hairpin. McQueen holding station. That is the 27 of Leben in behind him, and then Mills, I think it was. No, sorry, it's Henry then Mills, as we saw that overtaking move from Maurice Henry on the previous lap. He remains in position. Here come the 3 leaders, 4th and 5th, Cooper and Ginchard. Then it is Garman. And as they come down the straight once again, you get the feeling that Brown might want to lead this one as they go down to the hairpin. No, he thinks better of it. He stays in 2nd place.
More great action from the drone camera as we look at them now down towards the chicanes. It's a battle for 17th place. Let it not be said we're not covering the battles all the way through the field.
That's a great little squabble as well. Alistair Cresswell and Luke Hilton going toe-to-toe as they make their way through the hairpin. And Cresswell I think it was, who got the better of the 2. Meanwhile, Brown still glued to the back of Wesley Mason on the Project 1 chassis. As they come through once again, this little tussle for 7th position, trying to close up on the top 6. I can see it happening in another race, but there's not a lot of time to get that deficit down. Less than 2 minutes now. McQueen looks like he's going to be in a fight for 7th. It looks to me as though Cooper's going to be a fight to hang on to 4th place, and it'll be these 3 and these 3 alone battling for the lead of the race. Of course, that doesn't mean to say that it can't change. Those 3 keep squabbling up front, then it won't be long before the 3 behind will actually take advantage and start to close up. But the man in the box seat really in that little 3-way battle at the front is Theo McCorris, running in 3rd place. He can be in a very strong position as we watch Teddy Thomas there having a good scrap through the hanger corner once again. Brown's getting closer to Mason. We're running out of time. I would say we've got 3 laps at the end of this one to run here at the Wayland Europe Shenington Superprix. It's the Honda Cadet E-Plate, of course, that's up for grabs, and these 3 up front all feel they've got a claim to it.
Can we rebrand it the Wheel in Europe E-Prix, Jake?
Well, you could, unless Alejandro Agag comes to court, and then Formula E will have something to say about that one. Unfortunately, I think they've trademarked E-Prix now. Unfortunately, it would work well for this, though, wouldn't it, as a title? Ginchard's in 4th. Now, I didn't see where he did that, but Danny Ginchard has found the space to move up into 4th position on Dylan Cooper. Now, that could be a timely move there from Ginchard. He's now at the front of this trio. If the top 3 start squabbling, and I would not be surprised if they start pretty much now, then he'll be the leading kart in the squabble that's chasing them down. This could be a golden opportunity for Danny Ginchard with 2 laps to go at the end of this one. Anything could happen in the top 6.
Yeah, once the timer counts down to 0, the last lap ball will come out at the start of the following lap. So just 10 seconds now left on the clock, so it'll count to 0. Next time the leaders go through the line, they will get the last lap board.
And Wesley Mason has already started defending. Did you see him on the main straight, holding that inside line and all the way down the straight? He's going to leave the door open though. Brown's going to go through, Mason's going to go wide, and McCorris is going to mug them both down the straight. Theo McCorris is going to get the inside line for the Bruno Ferrari chicane. He leads.
Brilliant by Theo McCorris. You've got to take the opportunity when it comes, and he was ready for it. Great driving by Theo there. He's got the box seat at the moment. He dares to give the man behind the push signal, Jake. He's only a lap to go and he's giving him a push signal.
Come on, let's get away from Wesley Mason as Ginchard tries to run away from Cooper in 4th position as well. What a move from Theo McCorris, but I don't think it's done yet. Into the final lap. Ginchard's having to defend, but up the inside comes Brown for the lead. Brown gets the lead back again into the cafe corner and back onto the main straight. This could be anybody's bet as Archie Brown is the fastest lap holder, and this battle going on, it won't be bettered. Here comes Brown defending to the inside. Mason's going to try and go slingshot round the outside, then get the undercut up on the curb, and he's through. Mason's through to second position. Now he's got a chance to go for the lead here. This is magnificent. Alex Lay is the man who's made the move. He started P23. He's now up in a 12th position, but we're squabbling in the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Mason can't get past Brown. Makuris is right in there, and look, the other three have all got themselves into the mix as well. Ginchard and Cooper have joined the battle. Mason's got Makuris up to the inside. Ginchard is trying to put his weight in there as well. He's up to third. Brilliant move from Ginchard. Contact between Makuris and Cooper, and it's going to be a dead heat for the line. Mason or Brown? It's Mason who just gets there. Ginchard nearly got second round the outside. Absolutely amazing end to the race. But it's Wesley Mason, the new E-plate holder, from Archie Brown and Danny Ginchard. Harry Garman in fourth from Dylan Cooper and Theo Makuris. What an absolutely incredible end to the Honda Cadet final. And the Ayami Cadets are right around the corner. We're going to need to get our breath back.